You know, if you just don't want them to climb on you or threaten you, every dog here is trained in one way. Because in Uganda, you say gwe. When you say gwe, it's like they go away. You tell them vai or they move.
Gwe.
But don't just say that out of nowhere. If it's something you don't want, say like this one, you're now happy.
But then them
Say
sit,
like
they will
that.
sit.
That's what I mean.
Sit down.
The reaction of the dogs is different because when I say gwe, gwe, they will never do anything. But if I get pissed off and I say gwe, you see that?
Gwe.
But they always say it's still happy, so they don't even realize the difference.
Gwe. Gwe. Gwe.
Now he's feeling it, but he's saying like, what is she annoyed for? He's done nothing. You know, if you just don't want them to climb on you or threaten you, every dog here is trained in one way. Because in Uganda, you say gwe. When you say gwe, it's like they go away. You tell them vai or they move.
Gwe.
But don't just say that out of nowhere. If it's something you don't want, say like this one, you're now happy.
But then them
Say
sit,
like
they
that.
will sit.
That's what I mean.
Sit down.
The reaction of the dogs is different because when I say gwe, gwe, they will never do anything. But if I get pissed off and I say gwe, you see that?
Gwe.
But they always say it's still happy, so they don't even realize the difference.
Gwe. Gwe. Gwe.
Now he's feeling it, but he's saying like, what is she annoyed for? He's done nothing.
So how do you separate the dogs?
Like the names. Or just separate according to who gets along with it, because not all dogs get along with each other. Yeah. What the dogs are, they are pack animals. So if you own a group of dogs, you're owning a pack. And any new dog you buy into that group is going to be entered into that pack. And among your dogs, you have to know, you as the owner have to know who is the alpha male and who the alpha female is. If they're all girls, you have to know who is the boss. You find out who is bossing everyone and who is listening to who. And then the one you bring into the pack, the new dog, you will have to introduce to the alpha female or the alpha male.
So like, who is the alpha male?
The alpha male here at the moment we suppose it to be him, but besides him there is another old Doberman who's not around right now. He's at home. We don't lock him. He's deaf. He's 13 years old. That's what I was saying. He has no teeth. He can barely walk properly, but that's the alpha male, and we have had him for like 13 years now. So since he was a puppy, he has been the boss, and we don't try and let anyone here overtake him. So he remains the boss. So it's us who are keeping him in that position. But if you do not do anything about it, there will be a point where if you have two males and both of them they are sized up and they want to, one of them wants to be the boss, they will fight. And the loser from that fight is no longer the boss, and then the one who wins is the boss.
So how will you know who won? The more beat up one.
Basically, a dog, if he's beat, he'll give up. If he feels he can't fight anymore, he'll give up. If none of them gives up, they'll kill each other. And then you just have to choose who you want to be the boss. If the fight happens, you just beat whoever is who started the fight, or who you don't want to be who you don't want to be the boss. So you can select the boss of your pack. You just stop the fight and make sure who you don't want to be the boss, you put him in punishment. The boss, you don't punish him because he's always right. That's how he has to feel. And you have to show the other one, I don't care. If you want to be boss, you're not going to be boss. So when a fight breaks out, you stop the fight and you punish the one you don't want to be the boss. That's how it works. So like between him, Hunter, and Max is the family dog. He has been here ever since. He's my dad's dog. Hunter is a customer's dog. He just came. So now him is trying to challenge Max. That's why we can't put them in the same kennel. So if we put them in the same kennel, obviously Hunter would have killed him of the size and power. There's no difference. He's younger, he's older. There's no competition. So that's why as we prefer to keep the boss this side and this guy in this kennel. And now even I'm not going to leave him in the compound here because they'll be barking. They're not barking now because I'm here. because I'm the boss. At the end of the day, even if we have all these dogs and they want to boss each other like what, I am God. I am the one with the voice. I am the one who is giving them food. I'm their mommy, their daddy, their everything. So that's how dogs, they, even if they are having a very bad grudge between each other and they can't stand each other, they want to kill each other, as long as I am there, nothing will happen. The moment I turn my back or disappear like this and they have a chance to get at each other, they'll kill each other. That's dogs. Keno! Keno!
So you have to leave it in there because
If I leave him here, they'll be back at each other against the net and they'll just make noise for the whole dog. So to avoid that, I lock him alone. So he stays quiet, Max stays quiet. Plus, it's better he stays alone. Because already he beat one of the workers you saw. So what people they usually do, they just make it very simple. They feed in the morning and evening. They feed in the morning and evening, and they give the dogs a lot of food. So the dogs, they just eat until they are fat and then doesn't get any more exercise. But if you want your dog to be happy, healthy, can still run, enjoy life, it doesn't have to have health issues because it's overeating, it's a good thing to feed your dog small amounts of food but multiple times in a day. So instead of feeding him twice a day, 2 huge meals, 3 times is best. You cut the meals in 3 sections.
And what do you normally feed them?
Depending on what the dog is used to, but us what we feed them on is basically meat and posho, but we make it a porridge, not very thick posho, but it's a soup, so there's meat and porridge in the.
We had a dog who never liked to eat posho.
Not-
Like those days when we would cook for it posho, it wouldn't eat the whole night,
Yeah.
and then if we cook meat, that's when it eats.
Yeah, that's a spoiled dog. That's the thing. So now you have to continue that diet. The dog will eat eventually. If he's hungry, he will eat.
My mom didn't want it to stop
Exactly, exactly,
so
but
they just bought it meat.
A dog can spend 2 weeks without eating a single meal.
For real?
Yes, that's how they survive. How do you think street dogs are surviving? No one feeds them. They don't have a routine. They are scavenging on rubbish heaps what they can find. So if there is no food for 2 weeks, a dog can be fine as long as he drinks water every day. You can even go 2 weeks without eating. But once he gets a chance to eat like this, even if it's 10 kilos, he'll eat that whole 10 kilos and he'll be okay for 3 days. We feed them dry food, pellets. Everybody gets around 2 cups, depending on the size. Like Hunter, our big boy, gets 3 cups, and smaller dogs like this, they get 1 cup. So everyone gets dry food, and we mostly give our customers dogs and the dogs we used for demonstration. Other dogs which are not that important, we feed them on the meat and the posho. And dogs which need to eat extra, we give them extra because they need extra help and extra care. So in the morning we feed them their dry food. We let them out. They defecate, they urinate. They have their routine. They can go for a swim even 3, 4, 1 hour, 2 hours, and then once they're done, everybody goes back in their kennel. So as they're outside during their eating and defecation and bathroom break, we clean the kennels. So by the time we tell all of them to go inside, like at the time you came in, you were just done. We tell everybody to go back in their kennels, we lock, and then after we'll open for them around 4:30 in the evening again when they are going to eat again, or just open for them for a bathroom break.
So how do you avoid, like, if that big dog wants to eat the small dog's food, how do you avoid that?
So like bullying, like one is eating someone else's food. So basically everyone has their own cage. We can feed, when we feed them dry food in the morning, we feed them their food inside their cage. But like in the evening, everybody eats posho and meat. So we get plates and we big plates and we disperse them all over the compound. So everybody doesn't fight. There's food enough for everyone. But the only way dogs will fight is that if you put a small plate with food inside and you have 2 dogs which want to finish that food alone. For them, it's basically that the food is not enough. So you put little food, too many dogs in one small space. That's how you're going to get a fight. But if you have enough plates and you disperse them properly and dogs don't get in each other's spaces, no one will fight. They will eat, finish their food, defecate susu, and then go inside and fall asleep like babies.
And how often do you, like, wash the dogs, clean?
Dogs, you should wash your dog not every day. You should wash your dog at least once or twice a week to keep your dog healthy. It's enough because the dog already has oil on its skin. Number one, dogs don't sweat. So that's why you see them panting. Every time they feel hot or stressed or tired, they start panting. That's how they cool their body. They don't sweat. So the only reason they don't sweat is because their skin is secreting some oils which keeps their hair smooth and shiny. If you have a dog which is eating well, his hair is shiny. That means his skin is healthy and everything. His hair will show it. If you have a dog which is not that healthy, the hair will look dispersed, uncombed. It will look like it's creating dreadlocks. Yeah, but if you have a dog which is healthy, the hair will remain smooth all over his lifetime. And if it gets dirty like what, his hair will remain smooth after every shower. So basically, once to twice a week,
You
will
wash
shower your
all
dog.
of them at the same time.
Yes, we pick a day, mostly Mondays and Saturdays. So on a Monday in the afternoon, if it's hot, it hasn't rained, get in shorts. Every dog goes in the pond. We wet them, we bring them outside, we wash them because we don't put soap in the water because there's fish and what. Because we want to start a frog farm, a pond. So in case we just wet them in the pond, bring them out and wash them from inside the kennels.
What other services do you like offer at the dog farm?
So we train, we breed, and we sell, and we have dogs for hire. So basically, dogs for hire, you go abroad, you have traveled for an amount of time, let's say 2 to 3 months, and you don't want to leave a guard or an askari in your compound, and you don't leave any housemates in the house. You lock the house, you take the key with you on your trip, and you leave us with the key to the gate and the compound only. So we have only access to the dogs. So you come, you hire 2 to 3 dogs for your place, and we transport them there with a few kennels, mobile kennels, and set them up at your compound. And then from there, we will come on a daily basis. You leave us with the key for the compound. On a daily basis, we will come and feed and clean the compound, clean the dogs, and replace any damage that the dogs have done. If they have like a garden, a rose garden, if they have any damage, any of that, we replace that or fix it. And when you come back, we pick our dogs, our kennels, and you pay half at the beginning of when you're going to be gone, and you pay half once you come back. And then we pick our dogs, we bring them back here.
How many different breeds do you have?
Us as a standard, we want to breed German Shepherds, Belgian Shepherds, and Dutch Shepherds, and maybe Dobermans and Jack Russells. Mostly service dogs, because that's what we normally want to deal with. And it's mostly, and you can have them as family dogs, as pets also. So it doesn't really matter. But first, we want to have a standard as having service dogs. So German Shepherds, Belgian Shepherds, Dutch Shepherds, Dobermans, and Jack Russells.